let me be honest with you about something, and I need you to really hear this. You are not failing. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are comfortable, and comfort is the most dangerous place a human being can ever live. My name is John, and in the next few minutes, I am going to challenge the story you have been telling yourself. Da, 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 da. Because that story is keeping you exactly where you are. Here is the promise I am making to you today. By the time we finish, you will never look at your life the same way again. You will see the invisible cage you have been living in. And more importantly, you will have the key to walk out of it. So let's talk about the real problem. Every single day, millions of people wake up, look at the ceiling, and feel this quiet heaviness in their chest. Not pain, not crisis, just a dull sense that life was supposed to feel bigger than this, that they were supposed to accomplish more, be more, do more, and yet they don't move. They don't change. They don't act. And do you know what they tell themselves? I'm stuck. But here is the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. You are not stuck. Stuck means you tried and something stopped you. Stuck means there was an obstacle, an external force, a wall you ran into. But most people never even started running. They looked at the wall from a distance and decided it was too far to walk. That is not being stuck. That is being comfortable. Comfort is sneaky. It doesn't show up wearing a villain's mask. It shows up wearing your favorite hoodie, holding a remote control, whispering, "Die, die, 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 die. You can do it tomorrow." Comfort tells you that the job you hate is still a safe job. Comfort tells you that the relationship that's draining you is familiar. Die. Comfort tells you that the dream you have is just a dream, and that dreaming is enough. Comfort is not your friend. Comfort is the slow, quiet thief of everything you were meant to become. And here is what makes it even more dangerous. The longer you stay comfortable, the more your brain starts to believe that comfort is your identity. You stop saying, "I want to change, but I haven't yet." That's die, and you start saying, "This is just who I am." That shift, that moment when you mistake comfort for character, that is where potential goes to die. Now, let me tell you about a lobster. Yes, a lobster. A lobster is one of the few creatures on Earth that actually grows under stress. When the environment gets too tight, when the shell becomes too small, and the pressure becomes too great, the lobster does something remarkable. It goes somewhere protected, sheds the old shell entirely, and grows a new one, bigger, stronger, more capable than before. But here is the key. The lobster only grows because of the discomfort. The moment it feels the pressure, that is the signal. Not to hide, not to wait, but to expand. Now, think about your life. When did you grow the most? I can almost guarantee it was not during the easy seasons. It was not when everything was comfortable and predictable and safe. It was when you lost the job and had to reinvent yourself. It was when the relationship ended and you had to rediscover who you were. It was when you were forced, absolutely forced, to shed the old shell. The problem is, most of us wait for life to force the change. We wait for the diagnosis, the breakup, the layoff, the rock bottom. We wait until comfort becomes pain before we are willing to move. What if you chose to move before the pain arrived? That is the turning point. That is the question that separates the people who look back on their lives with pride from the people who look back with regret. Not what happened to me, but what did I choose? Let me give you a real example. There was a man, an engineer, steady salary, decent apartment, good enough life. And every single night after dinner, he would sit down and work on a business idea he had been developing for 3 years. 3 years. And every night, after about 20 minutes, he would close the laptop because it was easier to watch television. Because the couch was warm. Because starting something real meant risking something real. One evening, his daughter, 7 years old, walked up to him while he was watching TV and asked, "Daddy, what are you building?" "Da Bernard, da." And he looked at the screen, and then he looked at her, and something broke open inside of him. Because he realized he had no answer. He was building nothing. He was consuming everything and creating nothing. And he thought, what am I teaching her about what's possible? The next morning, he woke up an hour earlier, then 2 hours earlier. 6 months later, he had his first client. 14 months later, he left the job, not because it was easy, but because the cost of comfort had finally become more painful than the risk of change. That man did not find more time. He did not find more talent. He did not wait for the perfect moment. He made a decision. And then he made it again the next day and the next. So how do you do this? How do you break out of comfortable when everything around you is designed to keep you exactly where you are? I want to give you 3 steps. Simple, honest, powerful. Step 1, name your comfort zone out loud, not in your head. Out loud, say it. I am staying in this job because I am afraid to fail. I am not starting because I am afraid of what people will think. I am not changing because I do not believe I am capable. The moment you name it, you take away its power. Comfort lives in silence. Drag it into the light. Step 2, do the uncomfortable thing first, every single day, before you check your phone, before you scroll, before you settle into the routine. Do one thing that scares you a little. Send the email, make the call, write the first paragraph, apply for the opportunity. It does not have to be enormous. It just has to be real. Because momentum is not built in giant leaps. Das, dat, dad, 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 die, die. It is built in daily decisions. Step 3. Raise your standard of what is acceptable. Most people are suffering not because life is terrible, but because they have accepted a version of life that is far below what they are capable of. You must look yourself in the mirror and decide, this is not enough. Not with anger, not with shame, but with clarity and conviction. I am capable of more, and I am going to prove it. Those 3 steps will not make the journey easy, but they will make it possible, because here is what I want to leave you with. Dad, da, nan, ad. The greatest risk in your life is not failure. The greatest risk is arriving at the end of your life, healthy, safe, comfortable, and completely unfulfilled. The greatest risk is looking back and realizing that the life you wanted, die, was always available to you. You just never chose to reach for it. You are not stuck. You have never been stuck. You have been comfortable. And now, you know the difference. The shell is too small. The pressure is building. And that discomfort you feel, that restlessness, that hunger, that quiet voice that keeps saying, there has to be more than this. Dekshi, die, 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 die. That is not a problem to solve. That is a signal to grow. Will you grow? Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for listening, and for caring enough about your own life to seek out moments like this one. You already took one step today. Now take another one tomorrow. And the day after that. If this message connected with you, if something inside you shifted even a little, then do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because we are building something here, a community of people who refuse to stay comfortable, people who choose growth over ease, purpose over comfort, and action over excuses. I am John, and I will see you in the next one.